What designates a city as lost? We know that towns that have been evacuated, left or abandoned are often referred to as ghost towns. Is a lost city somewhere along those lines? A true lost city is one that people did not realize existed until one day during an archaeological dig, or by happenstance a relic may have been located. In some cases, some cities completely vanished, not just the people, the land also. How is that possible? The world is full of mysteries, full of discoveries and rediscoveries. That alone creates excitement knowing we can learn about history and other civilizations. True excitement comes from learning and unraveling the mystery as to how the city was lost. There are still so many unanswered questions about many of the lost cities. Atlantis is likely the most popular and most sought-after lost city. That is not the only city of importance. Throughout time, Atlantis was at first ignored as a story of one man's imagination. It has obviously been shown that this man had a factual imagination that none have matched since. We can only make relative guesses on the causes of a city falling into the ocean. Scientifically speaking, the only probable reasoning would be the tides and currents, and the crossing of these tides creating waves larger than the vast amount of land. Is it even fathomable to have currents so great to pull the land below the surface of the water? Plato first gave us a hint to Atlantis. Although often believed to be part of his wild imagination, not many believed it was more than a story. Was it a story, or is there some truth in the idea of an ancient society far more advanced than we believed? After all, how does a whole section of Earth just disappear into the Atlantic Ocean unless there is some sort of assistance to destroy the evidence? Within the vast area of ocean there lies a place that is a mystery to many, home to none, and a technology much more advanced than possible for the time period. Atlantis was guarded by the two historical pillars of Hercules, just on the outer edge in the Straits of Gibraltar. The lost city of Atlantis was a place of peace, an island where civilization thrived in Utopia. In the Iliad led an amateur to locate one legendary city called Troy. Who are we to argue and say that Atlantis does not exist, if writings have already proven another mysterious place was not just imagination? Homer, author of the Iliad, was not considered as one that would create a fictional place. The proof was found, and Atlantis is likely real close to its proven reality. The great land of Atlantis, sitting in the middle of an ocean, with currents stronger than any known force, very likely was inundated by cross currents that took the whole island down. There is also a wide believed theory, just like Mount Vesuvius, an unknown volcano erupted on Atlantis. The city burned and sank to the ocean floor below. We learned in the late 20th century and early on in the 21st century that a volcano had destroyed parts of the island of Santorini. Based on the logic of a volcano eruption, possibly as strong or stronger than Mt. Vesuvius, that it is possible that Atlantis is real, she has likely been found deep within the Atlantic. There is proof in the form of concrete girders, posts, and such that there was, at one time, a large place that held inhabitants. Having proof of one lost location leads us to another civilization that was once believed to be non-existent. Mount Shasta is said to hide a sprawling civilization below the erupting volcano and the surrounding area. Is it possible that a civilization does exist where no one can reach? This would mean that the civilization is highly advanced to be able to survive below the gases, the lava of all the eruptions, and all of that burning. How can this be? Indigenous tribes still hold true to their legends of the spirit who fought the spirit of the below world with fire rocks and lava, signifying an eruption. It is not just the trusted legends of natives that we should believe. This truth is also backed up by the tale of Lemuria. Within these writings is the account of survivors from Lemuria, who had been living around the base of Mount Shasta. Guy Ballard encountered a man dressed in a white robe, claiming to be part of a civilization that survived below Mount Shasta. This man called himself the Count of Saint Germain, and it is he who led Ballard to the teachings of the religious movement I Am. There was also a British prospector by the name of J.C. Brown who claimed to have discovered an underground village filled with gold, mummies, and shields. When hired by the Lord Cowdray Mining Company, it is stated that Brown located an 11-mile-long tunnel that led to this place that had once been inhabited. When the time came to take a search team into this location, Brown had vanished. He left no information as to how to find this tunnel again. Where did this man go? Was he taken away so as to not let any further people know there was this underground habitation? All these centuries later, is it even possible that a citizen still inhabited the underground area and took command of this J.C. Brown? Pavlov Tree had been mapped out in 1968. It is said to be between the islets of Pavlov Tree and the Ponta coast of Laconia, just off the peninsula of Peloponnese. Is this another lost city of the world? If it has been mapped, is it really even a lost city? What mysteries does Pavlov Tree hold? Pavlov Tree was submerged in what is believed to be around 1000 BC. 3 huge earthquakes hit the region, and the civilization was sunk in the first earthquake. The land did not regain buoyancy and fell to the depths. The depth of the building's remains are at a 9 to 13 foot level. It is almost unbelievable in itself that by using sonar imaging, the layout of the civilization can still be seen. Obviously, over time, erosion has taken place. The mere fact of seeing the layout of this civilization after this many centuries is another mystery in itself. What is keeping this land in such great shape? What did this group of people know about building structures that men of today cannot understand? On this vast 2.2-acre plot of land sits 15 buildings that can be determined. What makes the land of Pavlov Tree so mysterious is it appears to have been the hub of a grand textile trading industry. Also a major port in the trading business, based on the number of pots that have been excavated. There have been numerous artifacts scavenged by treasure hunters, souvenir seekers, and also by constant damage done by anchors being dragged along by boats. Some priceless artifacts that have been recovered are loom weights. The amount of these led archaeologists to come to the textile industry. The numerous pottery jars and containers recovered have been determined to come from Crete. This shows the trading was a good business even back then. This area is under the protection of UNESCO, which is a legal organization to protect underwater culture. It is protected from looters and souvenir hunters. What is the lesson we are to learn from the lost cities? Possibly that nothing is lost when it is meant to be found. At the right time, by the right people. Stay tuned for more next time. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up icon. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notifications for new videos.